Hello, market vendors, for Saturday, May 28th, 2022. I'm standing at 720 South Atlantic Avenue. Most maps don't identify it as South Atlantic. They just call it Atlantic Avenue. The speed line is behind me, and I'm looking now that I've turned around, at the primary entrance for vendors for the market on Saturday, May 28th. The Mayfair Saturday. It's important that you recognize this intersection when you get here. Notice South Atlantic and Irvin Avenue on the street sign there, and you'll see the red brick building called Kitchen Associates ahead of us in the middle, and to the right the Perkins Art Center. So this is the east end of the market that you may be familiar with. Now, I want you all to consider coming down South Atlantic Avenue from Collings Avenue to the west, or from Cuthbert Boulevard to the right. The Patco station is just off screen there, and now I'm walking north on Irvin Avenue toward Haddon Avenue. The reason this is important is that the market is relocated just this one Saturday of the season from the place we usually set up, which is right here along Patco and near the water towers, to Irvin Avenue, this one block that runs between Haddon Avenue and the Perkins Art Center. And this is where the music tent usually sets up, and this is where the dog tent was last week, and this is where you'll be this coming week. 1 week only, Saturday, May 28th. Now notice this is actually a named street, North Atlantic Avenue, and it runs, as you probably know, all the way down to Collings Avenue underneath the water towers. And that's where we usually drive our vehicles to unload into the market. This week, though, we'll be coming right into the Kitchen Associates parking lot. So don't do anything other than enter from South Atlantic, travel up Irvin a couple of hundred feet, and enter the Kitchen Associates parking lot. Unless you are one of the very few farms that has already established its location over the many years we've been doing this here at the very west or south end of Irvin, you will not be able to drive up Irvin Avenue to unload. Don't even think about it. Don't even try. By the time you get here at 6 o'clock in the morning, Flame Farms will already be setting up on Irvin and Formosano across the street from them. This is only 26 feet wide, and the tents are 10 feet, and that leaves only a 6-foot wide path down the middle, just barely enough for pedestrians, certainly not enough for your vehicle. So when you get here, pull into the Kitchen Associates parking lot, and then follow the site plan that I posted on Farm Marketeer, and be sure you know your location. Now down here at the end, the big farms, Fruitwood and Flame and Formosano and Busby, will all be setting up on the west and east sides of Irvin. And then smaller operations such as mushrooms and juices and chocolate and ice cream will find their locations here on the outside of the wrought iron fence. Please notice that fence. When you park inside the Kitchen Associates lot, you'll have either the back end or this gate in the middle at the pay station to use for access to the market. You'll need a cart or extra help perhaps to get your stuff from your cars, which will be parked in this parking lot, into Irvin Avenue. I'm going to show you this one gate. It's located right here. You'll find it conveniently noted on the site plan. And here is where you'll be parking. So you're going to have to come through this gate with your stuff and go either up toward Haddon Avenue or down toward Perkins and Atlantic Avenue. And you'll set up according to the chalk, which I will put on these pavement squares. This is for Aurora Grace Chocolate, Aurora Grace Chocolate, Aurora Grace Chocolate. They're 4-foot square pavements, so that's 12 feet. You've got room for your 10-foot tent, not on the sidewalk, but in front of the sidewalk. These numbers here were placed here by Clover Market or some earlier event. You must ignore them. They mean nothing to us. The 410, 412, completely meaningless. Look for your colored chalk on the sidewalk pavement to identify your locations. If you're across the street in this parking lot, we're going to have to hope that the lot will be free of parked cars. It has been for most, if not all, of the prior May days. We need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vendors into here. And we'll be able to with no trouble at all, as long as there aren't a lot of vehicles parked in here. So see me regarding that. Up at the far end of the market, we've got Villa Barone at the end cap, and at the very end of the market on Haddon Avenue, you'll see Springdale Farms setting up their entire operation. They are officially part of Mayfair, not part of the market, but there will be signs up here at the head of Irvin. And the ATM will be located here under the borough clock. And this is where 50,000 people will come to celebrate Mayfair this one Saturday of the year. Villa Barone Restaurant right across the street, Joan Leonard's Occupational Therapy, the William Penn Bank, and as I mentioned, the borough clock right here in front of what used to be the Zane School, but is now called Kitchen and Associates. The ATM will be parked here because of this one pop-up electric box, and that one box will have to serve our vendors who have electric needs. So, I hope that was clear. If you got here by way of Farm Marketeer, you already know where the site plan is located. But if you got here some other way, if I shared it with you, look for a link to Farm Marketeer and the site plan in the comments or the About section below this video on YouTube. I think that takes care of it. I'm going to turn this around and say goodbye. So goodbye. It's been a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you on Mayfair, Saturday, May 28th, 2022. The one time I'm going to ask you to do this all season, then we'll be back to usual as soon as we can. Thanks.